Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I'm here with Lena to show off my daughter's new bathing suits that I've made. Okay guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Before we get into the video, today's Feature Friday pattern is the Love Notions Tempo Sundress. Folks, $5 today only, and this includes the release of the new little girls pattern as well. So there's a tempo little girls pattern that was released, which is very similar to the adult woman. I will put a picture of my own dress on there. I wear this in the summer, wear it in the fall because of the colors that I made it out of. It's got shirring in the back for the fitting, so it's a pretty quick make. There's also a back piece that you can do elastic through the back, like a whole bunch of lines of elastic if you're not comfortable with the shirring, to get the same like suck-in effect there. But it is phenomenal. It's just such a great sundress pattern. Thick straps, they cover your bra, everything about it is just a really great dress. I love the tiers. In fact, I need to make another one. I kind of thought about making my daughter an above the knee one possibly as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, so $5 today only. You can use the Tomcat 10 to get an additional 10% off. Both patterns, both the girls and the women's pattern. So definitely head over there if you've had your eye on that pattern. It's a really great price, and I would highly recommend the pattern. It's a good one. Okay, but today we're here to talk about swimsuits. It is that time of year, folks, and I've been busy. I have made my daughter 2 new swimsuits and 1 new rash guard, because and I've got the rash guards here. That's what all this is behind me. So I'm going to show you what I've been making for my daughter. Obviously, I wasn't going to have her model the bathing suits on the internet because, because I'm a good mom. but I did want to show you guys. So we have Lena here doing all of the modeling somewhat. I have to just like pin the bottoms to her because obviously she doesn't have legs to like put it into, and there's a hole in the center that keeps me from being able to put them on her. But anyway, want to talk through the 2 swimsuits, and then I've got 2 swimsuit fabrics here that I want to work on for myself, so we'll talk about that here at the end. Okay, let's talk about swimsuits. I feel like I talk about swimsuits every summer. It can be very intimidating for a lot of people to sew up a swimsuit, but it really isn't that bad. And I'm dealing with large busts here, which need just a little bit more support. And it's really not that bad, but we'll talk more about my issues here in a second. But my daughter, obviously 15, she's very large busted and long torso. She prefers a bikini, but she loves a really high-waisted bottom. That's her preference. So honestly, once she also prefers a rash guard, like a cropped rash guard, and when all is said and done, she usually has like maybe an inch showing of skin on her stomach, and then her legs is kind of it. But on occasion, if we're on the boat or something with our friends and it's the evening time, she'll not wear a rash guard and just wear the 2-piece. So we wanted to keep things, somewhat modest, and but still, she's 15, she wants to wear a bikini, that's fine, without it being skimpy. Okay, so let's talk about this first one I made. This one is, these are all Green Style Creation patterns. So for the first one, I grabbed the North Shore swimsuit pattern. If you are wanting a, it's got a 1-piece, but it's a 1-piece that has some really cool cutouts. It's almost like a 2-piece that has some attaching in certain places. It's not a 1-piece that I would probably wear just because the cutouts are like my complete, like, I'm not going to call it it's just where I'm uncomfortable showing, I guess. Yeah, where I'm just parts of my body that I don't want to really show off. We'll put it that way. But the bikinis have, let's see, there's a whole bunch of like 5 different bikini tops with different closures on the back. And then there is, like 4 different bikini bottoms that you can choose from. So it's a really great pattern and a really good bang for your buck if you're wanting to try a 2-piece for the first time. All right, so we did the full coverage deep V for her, which full coverage means it came in here a little bit more. And you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's excess here because I did have to do a full bust adjustment on this one. So there's an option for a dart to sew in under here, or you can sew these in as gathers. I went ahead and did a full bust adjustment. I added a 1/2 inch to each side, just to give her a little bit more coverage. And I just sewed those as gathers as opposed to sewing the dart, just for ease. And it worked really well. And it does give you that option in the pattern. Let's see. There's a 1-inch elastic band that goes around the bottom that aids in the support of keeping things up and about. I lined well, I'll show you the inside here in a second, but I did line the front of the bathing suit with power mesh to give a little bit of extra support. There's elastic that goes here into the front to keep things hugging the body nicely. She looks like she's not wearing pants now. I did the low U back with the swimsuit closure, the S-hook. Because they do have options where they're just pull over your head, you know, like a sports bra almost, but she prefers the hook. She likes that better. So we went ahead and put the 1-inch hook in there with the nice U back. Obviously, this fabric is the lilac athletic wear / swimsuit fabric that I made my Avery leggings out of for my spring capsule that I just wasn't really crazy about because you could see like the shadowing with the lumps and the bumps. And a lot of times legging fabric and swimsuit fabric, same thing. Like they work equally well. Not always, but a lot of times, yes. And I knew from the feel of this that this would be fine. So I actually ended up cutting, because I only had a yard, let's see. I had a decent sized scrap of this, definitely to get the bikini out of it, but I wanted to try and get a rash guard out of it as well. And her preference is the long sleeve rash guards. So by cutting up my leggings for parts and then the excess fabric that I had, I was able to, hold on. So many spam calls. I was able to get the bikini and a rash guard out of that, and I'm very, very pleased with that. So this came from Blackbird Fabrics. If she still has it, I will link it down below. And then for the lining in the back, I just used swimsuit lining that I got from StyleMaker Fabrics. I'll also list that down below because my 2 of the other fabrics you're going to see also came from StyleMaker Fabrics this year. All right, for the bottoms, we went with the ultra high rise. It has kind of a, I mean, the leg is a little bit higher cut, but not, I mean, it's not like high cut. It's like a moderate high cut. Or a moderate cut, and it's not the cheeky back at all. And then we did the high waist with the waistband, which takes it up just a little bit higher. Again, she's very long in the rise. And I decided to omit the elastic that's in the waistband because she has such a large waist to hip ratio. She has a 10.5 difference between her waist and her hips. That when I have elastic that's meant to fit everything snugly, she has a hard time getting that up over her hips in order for it to fit her waist. So like even her leggings, I don't put the little elastic in leggings. We just go with the elastic that's in the fabric, and that works well for her. So that's what I did here, and I think it's gonna be fine. Keeping in mind that her swimming is very, like she's not doing anything real athletic in the pool. So I'm not real worried about, you know, things, you know, coming apart or falling off or whatever. She's not even like diving into a pool. She's literally wading in a pool. She's doing some swimming, but it's very like relaxed type situation. So wasn't too concerned about that. Okay, I made her the size D in the tops and the bottoms. And then I did the full bust adjustment on this one, which is why we've got the weird excess, and this fits her really, really well. Oh, and I used the regular swimsuit lining from StyleMaker. It's just like the nylon swimsuit lining for the bottoms as well. Let's see, what else can I say? I did my, here, I'll take the top off so we can. So I did all of my sewing on the serger, you're gonna lose my head there, on the serger, and then I finished everything off with the cover stitch. I also want to point out, look how like awful this looks when it's not on the body. So keep that in mind. When you're making a swimsuit, it's gonna look really weird. It's only when you put it on the body and everything gets stretched and it hugs the body like it should that it's gonna look, you know, like a store-bought suit. So just keep that in mind. Don't be too hard on yourself. But yes, everything was finished with the serger and then top stitched down with my cover stitch machine. So I didn't use a zigzag at all on this. And then I used just these S-hooks from Wawak, and those just fit into that loop like so. So again, I did the power mesh in the front and then just the nylon swimsuit lining for the back. Okay, and then like I said, here, we'll put this back on her real quick and then I'll show you the rash guard. Okay, so I was able to eke out the rash guard. This is the Green Style Creations Waimea rash guard. This is just the cropped one. There's like a color blocking one that has like some curves and stuff on here that's really, really cute, but she just wanted the solid one. So we went size D, so it's just the plain front. We did put the hem band on there. I think that was optional. And then the sleeves, it is a raglan style. Again, a size D. I probably could shorten the sleeves by an inch, but I didn't. They're a little long and I hemmed it before she tried it on, but that's okay. We'll just, she said that she would rather have them long anyway, just so she can make sure she doesn't get burned at all. But this is super cute. So there we go. So yeah, when everything is all together, it is a really, really cute, swimsuit set. There's a little dart here on the shoulders that give the shaping, give it some shaping there at the shoulders. You could color block because it's a raglan sleeve, like that would be cute if you wanted to use the solid front and back and not do the curved one. But yeah, it's really, really cute. There's also a, well, now I'm trying to think. I think the Waimea comes with a rash guard and bottoms, or maybe those were sold separately and I just bought both. But there's some really cute bottoms that also go with this rash guard that have like a little pocket. So if you do like athletic type water sports, you know, like if you're into surfing or boogie boarding or, you know, swimming some laps or whatever, it is a very functional pair of bottoms that come with that too. And they're really cute. I've seen a lot of really cute versions of those as well. I just didn't use them for this set. So this is swimsuit 1 for her. Let me change Lena over and I will show you the next one. Okay. This is swimsuit number 2. So this is also Green Style Creations. This is the, I can't remember which one's which. They're 2 separate patterns. One of them is the surf side and the other one's the sea side. But it's a wrap bikini top and this really cool bottom. And I'm hoping you can kind of tell. This bottom has like the front kind of dips just a little bit and it has these 2 crossover panels. It's very similar to this. I'll pop a picture of this inspiration photo. And honestly, obviously if I had done a stripe and if I had done the, matching Waimea with the short sleeves, you could have recreated this swimsuit completely. Obviously putting whatever top you want underneath that. Okay, so let's talk about this one. This fabric is from Stylemaker Fabrics. It is gorgeous. I love this kind of a turquoisey teal blue is in her color palette. It's just really lovely. Now, this one also comes in cup sizes. So I was able to do the size D for both the top and the bottom with an F cup for her. Because her difference between her under bust and her full bust is 7 inches. So I had to do the F cup. Anyway, it fits her beautifully. However, I am upset. So this is each piece, it kind of goes on like a coat. She obviously chose the halter style, although there's a racerback style on this one as well. Because it kind of goes on like a coat and then the front gets wrapped and tied in the back, which I'll show you. And I really wish you're going to be able to see the lining, that I would have thought this through. I was kind of doing this in a rush because they're getting ready to leave town and she had no bathing suits that she could wear. I really wish I would have done on the lining, like I did the power mesh in the front, and I wish I would have continued to do the power mesh in the front. But then there was a spot, if you didn't have enough fabric, where you could cut the pattern and then add ties to be the ties that wrap around. And that would have been so easy to do for the lining piece, because the lining is the same as the outer. If I had just done self fabric for the ties of the lining and then the power mesh for the rest of it, I'm so mad at myself. And then also my ties up here, it said lining, and so in my head I just cut it out of lining and sewed it up. And then I'm like, that was so stupid. I should have done the straps in the self fabric as well. And by the time I had realized it, when I put it on her and realized it, I'm like, what? Anyway, she says it's fine, that it doesn't bother her, so she is going to wear it, and she's fine with it. But, you know, it does bother me because it could be better. But I also don't have enough fabric to cut anything else out. So we're just stuck with this, but it is an adorable top. And I am tempted to make her something else in a different fabric as well, just so I can make it correctly, but we'll see. That'll have to happen later this summer. But I just think this is adorable. So we've lined the front into the power mesh, which I needed to do. And then the back piece is lined in just the regular nylon swim lining from Style Makers. And then the bottoms are lined in the regular lining from Style Makers. Finish it off with the serger, and then cover stitched all of my openings as well. And then she's gonna be wearing, this is the rash guard that we bought this. This is Kalia from the Carrie Underwood line at Dick's Sporting Goods, but it has kind of that teal color in it, you see? These are a lot of her colors. And we really loved this, not only over this swimsuit, but also clearly, so it obviously looks just as cute over the purple bottoms as well. And then we could also put the purple, you know, just do some color blocking with those bottoms as well, just as something kind of fun and different. So again, the perks of working in your capsule colors or your personal color palette type colors. So again, I did not make this one. This one we bought, but it was one that she had that she loved and still wore. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of match and do something a little bit different on the swimsuit to go under that. So those are her 2 new swimsuits and her 1 new rash guard. This is the old rash guard that we purchased. So let me move Lena out of the way, and then we're going to talk about swimsuits for myself. Okay, now we're going to talk about swimsuits for me. Okay, so I have, I did a swimsuit video a couple summers ago now, where I tried 4 different patterns and made up 4 different swimsuits and kind of liked some of them, didn't like the other ones as well. There were 2 that I liked, one of which was an out of print Kwik Sew pattern that I may still use again. I can't remember the number. I'll pop a picture of the pattern right here. It is out of print. It has been for a little bit, but it is a very flattering swimsuit. And I think I would just want to lower the leg. The leg's a little high on me. Lower that just a little bit and figure out support in the bust, because it is a wrap. But it has the ruching. I just think it gives me a waist. I think it is very, very flattering. The other one that I made is the Closet Core Patterns Sophia swimsuit, and I used a Liberty swimsuit fabric out of that, which were in pinks. They're not in my color. This is before I had my colors done, so they are not in my color palette. And actually, my parents were here last weekend, and my mother is a summer and forgot a swimsuit, and so she wore that one, and it looked beautiful on her with her silver hair. It was like it was meant for her, so she took that one home. She's not as busty as I am, but it all looked fine. And I also have found I make the largest cup size on the Sophia and that I can, and it is still not enough for me. So yeah, so it's a great swimsuit pattern. I would highly recommend that, but it's just not quite enough coverage for me, because it just doesn't get big enough. So I'm still on the lookout. So I still wear that navy one that I made of the Kwik Sew swimsuit. I do wear that one. The other ones that I've made, I've given away just because they just weren't doing it for me. And a bathing suit's not my favorite thing to wear, but I still want to be engaged when we go to the beach and the pool and all that kind of stuff. So I want to feel as good as I can when I'm in my swimsuit. So that's just really important, and I like to be really picky on that. So also sounds like elephants are walking around upstairs. Sorry about that. I'm sure the microphone is picking all that up. Okay, so let's talk about swimsuits. So I made this for myself last summer, I think, and you guys haven't seen this. This is the Cigna swimsuit from small bobbins, and there was another company that she worked with to produce this. This is an adorable swimsuit, and it comes in cup sizes, which I was very interested in. And I used this fabric. I think I got this at Style Makers last summer, and it's beautiful. And this works fine. It has this cute little like keyhole opening that's right there. There's many different finishing here. There's like a twist one and a little bow and all sorts of stuff. But this was kind of a wearable muslin, and it works fine. I used just the lining from Joann's, actually, the polyester swimsuit lining, and it works just fine. I think I finished this one off on my cover stitch as well. And on the inside of this, it has elastic that goes under the bust. So I think I made the largest cup size on this one. And I realize I can put cups into my swimsuits. I just hate that so much. I just want to be able to not wrestle my way into my swimsuit and just, I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much. But this is the largest cup size. I think though, so this has 3/8 of an inch wide elastic that goes under the bust, but I think what I may try at my next one is to, sew this seam, which is what I put the elastic in last time, not put the elastic in, and then sew 1 inch wide elastic, zigzag it to the seam and have the edge of the elastic just kind of bump up to the edge of that seam. So then the elastic, when it's up, the elastic will hang down extra right here, but be kind of free floating. It'll just be attached to the seam allowance at that 1/4 inch that's up there. I don't know. I'm wondering if that would work better for giving me some support. And I also think I could have, I'm gonna use power mesh, I think, for that top part. And then just regular swimsuit lining for the rest of it. Power mesh, even though it is slimming, in the gut region, I also find it can kind of make me look like a sausage casing sometimes, and then it's hard to get on and off, and then I lose, because it's not as stretchy vertically either, I lose that vertical stretch, and then it's like not coming up enough to where it covers my boobs, even though I'm very short torsoed. So I usually don't shorten my swimsuits at all lengthwise. I leave them as is. And I need all that vertical stretch in the fabric in order for them to go up and over my boobs. So I think I might try that again. Try this pattern again, because it was an easy one to put together and I feel fine in it. This is the swimsuit that I've been wearing to like everything. So that is the Cigna by Small Bobbins, and there was someone else that was involved there. Okay, also last year I had purchased, so these fabrics are no longer available, but this is a fabric also from Style Maker from last year. But look at this. Isn't that just beautiful? I buy a yard. I buy a yard of swimsuit fabric, and that is plenty for me to get a one piece out of, and probably I could get, a bikini out of it for, my daughter if we wore the same size, or the same colors, I guess, is what I meant to say. Not same size. We are definitely not the same size. Anyway, I think that this is gorgeous. So I have this fabric, which is obviously a little bit smaller print, but it's got like my reds and my oranges and corals, and there's a little bit of my cobalt blue in there. And then I also, this is from this year, and I wasn't gonna buy, I have so much swimsuit fabric, and I wasn't gonna buy any, but I couldn't say no to this. Isn't that stunning? I mean, right, I couldn't say no to that. I just bought a yard, but I was buying the stuff for my daughter. I bought her the gingham, and I grabbed this for myself. Oh, it's just beautiful. Okay, so I've got these two fabrics to make myself a couple more one pieces. Now, one that I really, I've not made up, and I've owned the pattern since it was released, is the Cashmerette Ipswich swimsuit. And it does, obviously it comes with the cup sizes and all that kind of stuff. It comes with a 2-piece version or the 1-piece. I'd be making myself the 1-piece version, but I do think it's got underwire and everything. I really think that bra, or that swimsuit, might be a good one for me to make, because I think it's gonna help show me the structure I need on the inside to make myself a tank swimsuit. So maybe I could even hack another one of my patterns to include the same interior like bra situation that's in the Ipswich. Now, I like the Ipswich. It's a very cute swimsuit pattern. It's just, straight across, and it's got the little, waistband piece. I think it's cute, but it looks a little more utilitarian, and, like if I were going to be doing some kind of water sports, swimming laps, that kind of stuff, I think it would be great for that kind of thing. I could be totally wrong. I could put it on my body and be like, oh my gosh, I love this. Why is it taking me so long to make this? That could totally happen. But one of these swimsuits is going to be the Ipswich. And then I think the other one is going to be either, I'm going to make the Ipswich first so that I can figure out that interior bra situation. Then the other one, whichever fabric, is going to be either another Cigna swimsuit, or it's going to be that Kwik Sew that I really, really enjoy, with some tweaks to it as well. And the Cigna also maybe with some tweaks. So that's what I'm thinking for me. And I'm looking over here, and I do have other swimsuit fabrics that I could use to possibly get myself to make a Cigna and the Kwik Sew. But on the other hand, I mean, I don't have young children anymore, so I'm not sitting at the pool with little kids like I used to. We still go to the pool as a family and do stuff like that. We have some friends with boats and stuff that we like to go out, and I like to swim. I like to do all that kind of stuff, so I need some swimsuits in my wardrobe. I just don't know that I need like 4 or 5. Although it is also nice, you know, we're going to be doing some kayaking up in Michigan this summer, and it's nice to have swimsuits on for that, even if I've got like a tunic or whatever on over it, just because they dry so much better and easier. So I do have use for swimsuits, so we'll see. If I just get on a tear and make myself want to try them all, just to find, like, I'm just looking for that, the perfect swimsuit for my body type. I feel like the Kwik Sew is very close. I just need to figure out how to get more support in there. I put a bra in my other one that I did, which works okay, but it also, like maybe if I sandwiched it in between the lining and the fabric, but then again, it's a crossover, so you can't, that's not an easy thing to do because the swimsuit crosses over itself. So the bra kind of has to just float behind, which I'm not crazy about. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this. The other thing that Style Maker carries is this rubber elastic, which is phenomenal for swimsuit making, especially if you are in a situation where you are in salt water or chlorine a ton. I mean, this stuff will last forever, but, and it's all tangled, but it is rubber. Like, it's like a piece of rubber. Like swim goggles. You know, the straps in swim goggles. That's what this feels like, that go around your head that you tighten. That's what this feels like. But they have a whole bunch of this, I think in 2 different widths. I have the 1/4 inch width, but this stuff is great for sewing swimsuits. I find it better than the regular swimsuit elastic or the cotton that they recommend you use, the cotton elastic. I think this is great. And I also think that this might last like a ton longer. So I bought 10 yards of this, and I made all my daughter's stuff with it, and have just, I don't know, maybe 4 yards left. So it's also good stuff. So I highly recommend if you're looking for swimsuit supplies. I've had people ask me about places to source swimsuit stuff. Another great one to source swimsuit everything, and I'm trying to think. I feel like they also carry this rubber. Maybe? I feel like they do. They also maybe carry the rubber elastic, but the Fabric Fairy, and I will list them down below. She has a ton of athletic wear stuff as well as swimsuits. She's got woven swimsuit fabric as well as like the knitted stretchy stuff. So if you wanted to make swim trunks for your family or for yourself, even if you wanted to make like swim shorts for yourself, or like a little swim skirt would be great. Any of that kind of stuff. She does have the woven as well as the knit, you know, your typical stuff. She's got solids as well as prints and all sorts of stuff, and everything I bought from her has been very great quality. So I highly recommend if you're wanting to do some swimsuit sewing this summer, that as well. And I feel like there have been quite a few swimsuit patterns released this year. Closet Core released one, Tilly and the Buttons released one. I really like the Tilly and the Buttons one. It's got like a ruffle going on. But again, like, I need to figure out how to put in structure. Yeah, that was my issue with the Kotzlow from Megan Nielsen Patterns. I think that swimsuit is adorable and the one piece is so cute, but when you have a large bust, it's either your boobs are like plastered, like hanging down here and plastered to your body. Like, there's no way to put, you know, there's instructions for putting cups and stuff in there, but a cup in my swimsuit doesn't keep my boobs up, if that makes sense. Like, that just is kind of there for modesty. It doesn't give me any lift. So then I would just have the cups up here and my boobs down here. I don't know. I've just never been able to get that one to work. So that is kind of my challenge to myself, is figuring out how to put the interior bra in there, or just, it doesn't even have to be a bra. Like, I do fine with the sports bras that I make for myself. I just need to figure out a way to make that work and to give me some lift. Maybe it's just power mesh and elastic that will work, just to, it can compress, that's fine, but I just need them to be where they're supposed to be. Okay, now that I've done this in this video this much time, yeah, that's all I've got, guys. So are you all going to be trying any swimsuit sewing this summer? And if so, what are you going to be doing? Are you larger busted, and have you had any luck with a certain pattern? Maybe one that I haven't mentioned that you love for a larger bust? Please let me know. I'm just really looking, I just want to look good in my swimsuit. I just want to look good in my swimsuit and feel confident in my swimsuit. I'm not asking a lot, I don't feel like. Okay, so that's all I've got for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get some sewing in, and I will be back on Sunday with a tutorial on sewing darts, both in wovens and in knits. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye.